previous videos, we are just going through the chapter number 5, that is combustion and fossil fuel. In previous video, we have seen fuels and types of fuels. Okay, students, in that we have seen solid fuels, liquid fuels, and gaseous fuels. Okay, students, in that solid fuels means the wax, which there is in candle, that is solid fuel. Oh, sorry, I forgot to bring the candle. Okay, so we will do that experiment on the next video. Okay, if it is possible. Today I just forgot to bring the candle. Okay, students, and liquid fuels, in that we can say that petrol, diesel, and gaseous fuel. We have just seen LPG, CNG. This all are the gaseous fuels. Okay, so that is types of fuels. And then after, we have also discusses the flame. Okay, flame. We have also discussed about the flame. In that we have seen that in the flame there are how many types of flame? 3 types of flame. Which flame? Here, see, I am just drawing a candle first of all. So this is a candle. In that, the very first flame, which is near the here, that is known as inner flame, which is invisible. Okay, which is invisible, which we can't see. Why? Because it is not perfectly burned. Why? Because due to the lack of the oxygen, there is no oxygen, so we can't see that. And then after comes the red flame, or in that here is your yellow flame, but I haven't the yellow marker, so I am just going this way. Okay, so then after coming to the red flame, and then after this is non-luminous flame. Why? Because here the oxygen is less, and at last there is blue flame, where there is sufficient oxygen. Here there is not sufficient oxygen in the yellow flame, and then after here there is no oxygen, so we can't see that flame. Here is no sufficient, so it is non-luminous, and here it is luminous flame. Okay, now moving further, and this is known as inner flame, this is known as middle flame, and this is known as the outer flame, that we have seen in the previous video. Then after moving further, characteristics of flame. Here, characteristics of flame, we will see that. So characteristics of flame, which are, there are lots of characteristics, few of them let us see. First of all, not all substance that release energy on burning can be used as fuel. Means all the substance which burn, they are not used as the fuel. Okay, another one, this is because some substance release energy abruptly, and this cannot be used effectively, and in some other substance the release of energy is too slow a process to be of any use. Some substance produce more energy while other produces less. The choice of substance to be used as fuel also depends upon the area or field of usage, cost, availability, efficiency, easy storage, safety, and the amount of pollution it causes. Here, there are, we can say, all the burning things which just burn, there is not a fuel. Okay, then I will say wood. Wood we are using in the cars and jet engines. No, wood we are not using in the cars and trucks. We are just using the petrol, diesel, or CNG. Okay, and we can't use wood over there. As in the gas stove, we are using the wood. No, in the village or in their areas, some of they used to make food on the wooden stove. In that the wood is used. Okay, students, and in the jet and that all the white kerosene or white petrol is used to just take off that. Okay, then after moving further, two important characteristics of fuel are its calorific value and efficiency. During fuel produce different amount of energy on combustion. The characteristics of fuel is known as its calorific value. Here, what is calorific value? It is written over here. Here, characteristic of fuel in that the amount of heat, the amount of heat produced in kilojoule from the complete combustion of 1 gram of a fuel is called calorific value. Calorific value of the fuel. Okay. Here, what is the calorific value of the fuel? That is the amount of heat produced in kilojoules from the complete combustion of 1 gram of a fuel is called calorific value of the fuel. Okay, students, that is known as the calorific value of that fuel. And now just moving further, and there are in the table you can see some of the calorific value of the some fuels are given over here. But before that, the units of calorific value are kilojoules per gram. That you have to remember what is the unit of the calorific value, that is kilojoule per gram. Then after, the fuels which with a higher caloric value is considered better as it produces more heat on combustion. Calorific value of some fuels are given in table 5.3. When a fuel is burned, some amount of energy produced is converted into light energy and waste heat, which cannot be used for cooking or other useful purposes. This means that the entire energy produced cannot be converted into useful work. Till now, mankind has not able to be developed any fuel burning device with 100% efficiency. Here means in up till now there is any of the no fuel that we can use 100% of that fuel. There are the waste heat and the some of the waste thing which is not just combustion, okay, proper combustion. So there is not 100% efficiency anything till now. After further generation, just if invite that, then it is good. So 100% efficiency means if I say in petrols here it is given calorific value. You can see wood 17 kilojoule per gram. The calorific value of wood is 17 kilojoule per gram. How? Because wood just burn and produce light energy. Some of the fuel is waste in that, and then after some ashes is produced and coal is produced from the wood. Some of the coal in some of the wood. So what happens? The wood doesn't burns 100%. Okay. Then after charcoal, that is 25 to 33%. Then after coal, that is 25 to 33%. Charcoal, that is 35%. Cow dung peats, that is 7%. Coke, that is 33%. Kerosene, that is 48%. Okay. Diesel 45 kilojoule per gram. Petrol 47 kilojoule per gram. Biogas, that is 35 to 40 kilojoule per gram. LPG, that is 50 kilojoule per gram. Methane, that is 55 kilojoule per gram. Hydrogen, that is 150 kilojoule per gram. Okay. Here you can see the caloric value of the hydrogen is more than any other, that is 150, but we cannot use hydrogen at everywhere. Okay. Hydrogen we can't use everywhere. Then after characteristics of an ideal fuel. Here characteristics of an ideal fuel. Let us see that one by one. Characteristics of ideal fuel. Characteristics of an ideal fuel. Okay. Here the first one, you can see there are certain characteristics which make one fuel better than the other. Some of the criteria for analyzing a fuel are discussed below. The first, you can see it should have high calorific value. Means the fuel, the characteristics from ideal fuel. Ideal fuel means the one of the best fuel. So first of all, the calorific value should be high. So what will happen? It will burn completely. And then after second one, its ignition temperature should be moderated, neither too high nor too low. Here means ignition temperature, we know that to burn the wood it takes time. Then after for the burn of the LPG, which is in our gas stove, to just click the lighter and it will start burning. Okay. So the ignition value should not be more or not be less. Then after, this is because a high tension temperature means that the fuel has to be heated for a long duration, and low ignition temperature could make the fuel unsafe as it catches fire easily. Here, why the fuel ignition temperature not should be high? Because if it is high, then it would be hard to just start combustion of that fuel, and if it is low, then it can catch fire from any place. So it should not be high also, and it should not be low also, it should be normal. Then after, it should burn at moderate rate and release heat in a controlled manner. Burning at very high rate will release heat explosively and fire dies or goes out if it burns at slow rate. Here, the burning of the fuel should be moderated, not too much high and not too much low. If it is high, then it will be heat loss, and then after it will be low, then it will not work properly. So then after, it should not be costly and easily available. Means here the fuel should be easily available and its cost not be too much. Okay students. Then after, despite high caloric value, costly fuel that is difficult to obtain will not be used at large scale. Means if the caloric value will be high, then its cost will obviously high. But Then after, it should be safe to handle, store and transport. Means the another characteristics means it should be safe to what? Handle, to store and to transport. Means we know that petrol diesel transported from the trucks, we have seen in some of time in the petrol pump, from that they transfer to the tank. Then after, it should be a clean fuel and not causes pollution on burning. Means the fuel should be clean, neat and clean, so that it doesn't just pollute the environment. Then after, it should not affect our environment. For example, wood as fuel leads to deforestation. It should not also affect the environment. Here we know that for the wood, we have to just cut the trees, and if we just cut the trees, then the deforestation occurs. Okay students, so these are some of the characteristics of the ideal fuel. In that, let us discuss some fuels based on these characteristics. Means the fuels which are on these characteristics of the ideal fuel, means they are like this, but not 100% like this. There are some of the percent which the fuel is like this. In that, the first one is hydrogen as fuel. So hydrogen can be considered as the best fuel, as it has highest calorific value. So here I will say hydrogen has the highest calorific value. Then it is like this. Means in the ideal fuel, we have just discussed that the calorific value should be high. Then after, although it is a clean fuel because it does not cause any pollution. Means hydrogen is a fuel, it doesn't cause any of the pollution in the atmosphere, so it is good here. Even then, it is rarely used because its storage, transport and handling is extremely difficult. It is inflammable in nature. It is used only where it is necessary, for example as fuels in rockets. Here the hydrogen is only used in the fuels in the rockets. Another anywhere else it is not used. Okay. Then after, it is methane, that is PNG or biogas, or LPG as a fuel. Methane and LPG are ideal as a domestic fuel. This is because they provide instant flame for cooking, have higher calorific value as compared to other fuels, burn with a blue and smokeless flame that neither leaves any residue or release any harmful gases. See here, this methane and LPG are the very domestic, means it can be used at our home. This is domestic, this is for the domestic use, this LPG and these things. Okay, this is because they provide instant flame for cooking. They have higher calorific value as compared to other fuels, means they have high calorific value than the other some of the fuels, and it is easy to cook on that. Then after, burn with a blue and smokeless flame that neither leaves any residue nor release any harmful. Means this flame just combustion with the blue flame. So blue flame never just remain the residue or harms the environment. Then after, it is petrol or diesel as fuels. Petrol and diesels are considered as one of the best options as fuel for automobiles. Here we know that petrol and diesels are only used in the cars, trucks and this all things. Okay. But if I say petrol and diesel, yes, that are only used in the automobiles, neither not they are best for that. Then after, this is because they have a moderately high calorific value, easy storage and transportation being liquid, and are quick to release energy. Here the transportation is easy, they can be stored easy because they are liquid. We can store that in the tanks. We have petrol tanks and diesel tanks in our cars and bike, we have know that. Then after, their major drawback are the limited stock, due to which they will be exhausted in near future and also release the harmful gases on combustion. So some of the harmful gases, when it is not completely combustion, then harmful gases are released from the petrol and diesel. Okay students, so here it is some of the characteristics of the ideal fuel, and also some of the ideal fuel, like the fuels which are like ideal fuel but not completely ideal fuel, they are like that. Okay, some of there is advantage and some is not. There are some disadvantage of it. Okay students, now moving further. Here we talk about the fossil fuel. That is, fossil fuel were formed from plants and animals that were buried under the surface of the earth millions of years ago. There are three types of fossil fuels, that is coal, petroleum and natural gas. Fossil fuels are being extensively used by man to meet the ever growing demand of the energy. If we continue to utilize them at this rate, their resource reserve would deplete at very fast pace. Once these fuel are consumed, they cannot be created with human time scales. These sources of energy are called non-renewable sources of energy. Means some of the fossil fuels means the some of the organic and this all the things just do mixture in the at one place, and from that the fossil fuel is extracted, and from that the petrol, diesel and all the things which are non-renewable resources that are extracted, natural gas and all the things. So what happened, we are just using at the rate. If we just use this rate only, then what will happen, it will not remain for the further generation. Okay students, so if it will not be for the further generation, means we are just using more and more that kind of the fuel. So we have to don't use fuels as much as possible. Okay, and here now in your homework what you will do is in your homework characteristic of an ideal fuel. You have to write down the characteristics of an ideal fuel. There are how much? 7, yes, 7 characteristics of the ideal fuel which you have to learn and write. It can be also asked in the exam. Okay students, we will meet in the next video. Bye students.